Prabhuji, you are live, Prabhu. You are live, Prabhu.
Go. Hare Krishna. Good morning, everybody. We are serving Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9. Mathura Mother Jasoda binds Lord Krishna. Today is text number 13 and 14. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmritamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadhati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padanu Sahagana Sri Lalita Shri Vishakhavitam Sya हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीना बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. So text number 13 and 14. न चांतर न बहिर्यस्य न च antara. Antah means interior. Bahir means exterior. न च antara antah न बहिर्यस्य न पूर्वम नापि चापरम. न पूर्वम. Purvam is beginning. Neither is beginning. Nachi. Napi chaparam. Na cha aparam. Means there is no end. There is no exterior. There is no interior. There is no beginning. There is no end. Then he said, Purva param bahischanta. Purva param. Beginning and end, external and internal. Jagataha. Jagataha. Jagat. पूर्वापरम बहिर्चांतर जगतो यो जगच्चयः ताम मत्वात्मजम अव्यक्तम मर्त्यलिंगम अधोक्षजम गोपिकोलु खले दामना बबध प्राकृतिम यथा. So let's just read word to word of this shloka. Na means not. Na cha antara. Also anta means interior. Na nor bahi exterior. Yasya whose, na purvam, neither, na not, purvam beginning, na nor, api indeed, cha also, aparam means end. Then purva aparam, beginning and the end. Bahi chanta, external and internal. Jagata of the whole cosmic manifestors. Yaha, one who is. Jagata Chayaha, and who is everything in creation and in total. Tam him matva, considering Atmajam, her own son, Avyaktam, the unmanifested, Martyalingam, appearing as a human being, Adoksa beyond sense perception, Gopika, here is Srila Prabhupada's mother Jashoda, Ulukhale to the grinding mortar, Damnam is the rope, Babandha bound, Prakrutim yatha as done to a common human being. Translation by and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here the Sukdev Goswami is describing Maharaj Parikshit the unlimited. Krishna is unlimited. How can it be unlimited? Can be bound by limited. Someone is unlimited. We are bound. We are limited. We are bound by the three modes of material nature. So how can the limited can bind the unlimited? Krishna is unlimited. How is that possible? So let's read the translation and purport. We will discuss. This sloka is showing the Maharaj Yashoda's love, which is person of the Krishna is the, he has no beginning, he has no end. He is no exterior, he is no interior. He is pervading the whole universe. How can you bind the universe? How Maharaj Yashoda can bind the universe, which is Krishna himself. But she able to do it because of that love, that cord of her love with him. He came as a human being and is binding. A whole material world is fear. People are fearful of him because time, Krishna said, time I am. Krishna said, time I am. And I come in the form of that, and people are fearful. The same person who is fearful of Mother Jashoda. Imagine. So translation. The Supreme Person of Godhead has no beginning and no end. No exterior and no interior. No front and no rear. In other words, he is all pervading. He is pervaded through his Shakti. Because he is not under the influence of the elements of time. For him, there is no difference between the past, present, and future. Krishna is always in the present, and that's why in the spiritual world, everything there is no past, there is no future. It's all present. Everything in the present. In the material world, we are because of the time. We have past. We have the right now. We have present and future. So here, this person, he exists in his old transcendental form at all times. Being absolute beyond relativity, he is free from distinction between cause and effect, although he is the cause and effect of everything. That unmanifested person who is beyond the perception of the senses has now appeared as a human child, and Mother Jasoda, considering him her own ordinary child, bound him to the wooden mortar with rope. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 10:12, Krishna is describing as the Supreme Brahman, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma. The word Brahma means the greatest. Krishna is a greater than the greatest, beyond unlimited and all-pervading. How can it be possible for the all-pervading to be measured or bound? Then again, Krishna is the time factor. Therefore, he is all-pervading, not only in space, but also in time. We have measurements of time, but although we are limited by past, present, future, for Krishna, these do not exist. Every individual person can be measured, but Krishna has already shown that although he also is an individual, the entire cosmic manifestation within his mouth. All these points considered, Krishna cannot be measured. How then did Jasoda want to measure him and bind him? We must conclude that this took place simply on the platform of pure transcendental love. This was only the cause. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Puranam Purusham Navayavanam Cha Vedesu Durlabham Durlabham Atma Bhakto Govinda Madi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. Everything is one because Krishna is the supreme cause of everything. Krishna cannot be measured or calculated by Vedic knowledge. Vedesu Durlabham. He is available only to devotee, Adurlabham Atma Bhakto. Devotees can handle him because they act on the basis of loving service. Bhaktya Mamavi Janati Yavana Satuta. Thus Mother Jasoda wanted to bind him. So I wanted to read the Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on this, and then discuss, because that will help us to understand this. Because Krishna here, Sukadeva Goswami is describing Krishna's superiority. Nobody is equal to him. Nobody is greater than him. Nobody is equal. Nobody greater than him. You say. Because Mother Jasoda had already saw in previous chapter we saw Mother Jasoda saw in Krishna's mouth what she saw. She saw whole universe in Krishna's mouth, and she saw himself and Krishna even in his mouth. In Krishna's mouth, he is seeing Krishna, herself, and Krishna. Huh? So how is that possible now that she wants to bind this little boy? How is that possible? Universe is this is one universe. You tell me millions of universes and millions of planets. All these are in the belly of Krishna. So how is it possible that which is universe? How can you bind universe? How is it possible? It's not possible. It's unlimited. Here is mainly described the time and the space in this shloka. So let's read what Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur has to say, and we can discuss on that basis. Here says Jasoda tied up with her cord of strong prema, that all-pervading Lord of all, who binds up with the ropes of Maya everyone from Brahma to blade of grass. So what here is saying, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying is that because the ropes of Maya is binding even to Brahma. And that we will hear in that chapter 13, Brahma Vihon Lila. Even the Lord Brahma is bound up with the Maya. And of course, the everything else in the material world, right? We are bound up by the three modes of material nature, which is Krishna's energy. Of course, ultimately, it's Krishna's energy. Three modes of material nature is Krishna's energy. But when he comes here, is he bound by the three modes of material nature? He is not bound. He is not bound. See. So here, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying that his Maya is binding us from Brahma up to the blade of grass. He says, but the Jasoda is able to bind him time up because of with her cord of strong prema, because of her love for Krishna. We devotees can bind Krishna with love. Bhaktyam avavi janati. Because devotees perform devotional service to please the Lord, Krishna can be bound. Other yogis cannot do it. That's what Srila Prabhupada is making point in the purport here. Okay. Or even the Vedic knowledge, even if you have a knowledge, you can have big, you can so much knowledge you can have. But if you don't have a faith in that knowledge, then what is the use? If I don't have a faith, the knowledge which I am gaining here by reading, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, but if I don't have faith in this knowledge, then where is, how I'm gonna be get out of this material world? How can I love Krishna? See? So here, that's what it is here. It is saying the Jasoda because of her love. With this intention, this verse is spoken is because of this intention that the all the way from Brahma down to the blade of grass, we are bound up by the three modes material nature. And Mother Jasoda, out of his code of love for Krishna, sees things, she is binding. It is possible to bind up the limited objects by surrounding them on the outside. That's understood. If you have a limited object, you can bind by surrounding. But for he who has a great powers, who does not have any outside or even inside, where can one place a rope? Person who has no outside, inside, huh? How can you put the rope? Where you gonna put the rope? There is no boundary. Right? You can put the rope around the boundary, but there is no boundary. Krishna has no boundary. So how can you put the rope around? Right? You can put if you have pillar has a boundary, so you can put the rope around the pillar, you can bind it. But Krishna is no boundary. So how can you bind him? You cannot. This is what the Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Maharaj Pariksit. So showing the who Krishna is and how Krishna is how Mother Jasoda is able to bind him. How she is thinking to bind him because of that love. So here that's what he's saying. After establishing his pervasion of all space, the word speaks of his pervasion of time. Time has no limit. For us, for us, we are bound by the time. It has no before and after. That's what it's saying. We have past, present, and future. Krishna has no past, Krishna has no future. Everything is present. Everything is in the present. Our past, we know, our body, we were born, that was our past. And now we are in the present age, whatever age we are individual, and then we will be in the future, we will be our body will be finished. Right? But Krishna has not like that. And we know that Krishna, when he was in Battle of Kurukshetra, according to material calculation, he was 125 years. But he was like looking like a 16-year boy on the chariot. And that same Krishna has a power when he is little boy. When he was 6 day old, 6 day young little 6 days, and he able to use his strength to kill kill Putana, who spread when he killed, he spread 12 miles long. Imagine. The unlimited can bind the limited, but in this case, it was the opposite. See, unlimited, which is unlimited, can bind the which we are. Krishna is unlimited, but we are bound because we are limited, and we are bound by his three modes of material nature. But here is opposite. Jashoda is limited, Krishna is unlimited, and limited is trying to bind unlimited, and she will do that. How is that possible? This is bewildering to the people. But devotee can understand. That's why Srila Prabhupada is Bhaktyama Vijanati. Devotee can understand, devotee can see that, yeah, I can bind Krishna. Arjun was able to order Krishna to bring his chariot in middle of the battle of Kurukshetra. How is that possible? Because of that love. And that's what we are doing in our devotional service. We are trying to, our devotional service, everything we are doing, we are trying to please the Lord. And we are please the Lord, He is bound. Krishna will do everything. Krishna will be in our devotional service. Krishna, before we reaches to Him, He will give everything. He will give us everything. He will give, if you have desire to get good wife, He will give you good wife. If you want a good husband, He will give you good husband. If you want money, He will give you money. If you want some mystic power, He will give you mystic power. Everything. Before He gives bhakti. Because He knows that once I give this bhakti to this devotee, I'm bound. I'm bound. I cannot go away. See? Because bhakti means love and devotion. So he'll be bound. So that's what here is situation with Mother Jashoda. So here again he said that limited cannot be bound by, okay. Then here another example. The universe cannot bind him. What to speak of the rope inside the universe? He is the universe. So there is a rope, is how can it bind rope? Yeah. Then one cannot say that the little boy cannot bind up the universe because Jasoda saw the universe within his belly. Right? How then can he be bound up? The answer is given. He is bound up by uncommon parental love. Atmajam Matva, thinking him as her son. Because Mother Jasoda is thinking him, she is not thinking. That's the point. Mother Jasoda is not thinking Krishna as the Supreme Lord. No. For her, he's my son. He is my 3.5 year mischievous son. And why she wants to bind him? She wants to bind him so that he doesn't go away. He's a mischievous boy. He will go away. She is thinking that he will go away. And I have to prepare the butter for him. So I cannot let him go away. And on top of that, she has a stick in her hand. Because she has a stick in her hand, he's really afraid. He's really afraid. See. Though he is all powerful by his though he is all powerful by his quality of being controlled by love, by his inconceivable energy, he is bound up. Even in material world, if he really loves someone, isn't it? If he loves someone really, then that person will do anything for you. So here is because this is with Krishna. If he love Krishna, Krishna will do anything. And he did it for Arjun, being a chariot driver. Draupadi, coming all the way from Dwarka. Right? That is the love. And this is what we are trying to do in our devotional service by showing that love to Krishna, by serving him. Here it says, he is called Avyaktam because being controlled by love, he covers his power and appears as a human. This is what it is. With the yogis and jnanis, his power is so powerful that they cannot get it. Krishna is so powerful. But with the love, what happens? He covers over his yoga shakti covers over his power, and he comes as a human being, little child. So, for Mother Jashoda, Krishna is not a lord, but for Devaki, Devaki already knows. Even though Krishna is her child, but Devaki knows that he is the supreme lord. This is the difference between Devaki and Jashoda, right? In Devaki's case, Krishna first appeared as a four-handed form of Vishnu, right in the prison house, right? Before he turned into a little boy. So Devaki already knew that I'm dealing with the Supreme Lord here. But for Mother Jasoda, there was no question of Lord, right? And even though she saw in the previous chapters, we saw that even though she is seeing him in his mouth, she is the whole universe and she is seeing herself and Krishna. And at that time, she is bewildered. But then the Yogamaya Shakti is covering her up, covering her, so that she doesn't think anymore that my little boy is a Lord. In 8th chapter, we heard how she was bewildered when she saw the universe within the mouth of this little boy. When she saw the universe within his mouth, she was completely bewildered. Am I going crazy? She was saying, am I going crazy here? What am I seeing here in this little boy's mouth? Am I healthy? I'm not psychologically disturbed. Why? I'm not I'm not I'm a healthy person. How am I seeing this? Right? She started to think that way. But then Krishna's Yogamaya covered her with that because Krishna wanted to keep that relationship, parental, mother and child relationship. Krishna wanted to keep it. And Krishna, that's why he could, he, she thought up, she forgot whole thing, what she saw. Okay. So he is called Avyaktam because being controlled by love. He covers his power and appears as a human, even though he is beyond the material senses. Adokshajam. Adokshajam is he beyond the material. He's transcendental. And Krishna and the Mother Jasoda is also transcendental by her service. She is also transcendental. The strength of Jasoda's love bound up the Lord, who is aggregate of all consciousness, just as one binds an ordinary sheep. Lord is the aggregate of all consciousness. Imagine. As a super soul, right? We are Jivatma, we are soul. We all are individual soul, right? Am I making sense what I'm saying? I hope it does to all of you. We are individual soul and we have limited consciousness. I know what is in my body, what is happening, what I'm thinking. I don't know what you thinking and what you have in your body, what is going on in your body, right? Because we are individual consciousness limited. But the super soul within each super soul is same within all our bodies. So super soul knows what is happening within each individual's body. And that's where the pure devotee is able to see the other, what he's thinking. Srila Prabhupada used to sometime say, because why? Pure devotee of the Lord can see what the other person is thinking sometimes. Krishna gives them glimpse. Why? Because the pure devotee, the soul is connected with the super soul. So super soul is giving the intelligence. Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, and many times he would say something which is, at that time, it doesn't make a sense. But then in the longer, if you realize, if then after longer, we realize that what he was saying is correct, because super soul within heart was giving him the intelligence to say. Mhm. That is the difference between pure devotee and us. You know? So, but that just so here he, the Lord, who is the aggregate of all consciousness, which is a Paramatma, even is a Paramatma within our heart, is the same Paramatma as all of our hearts. In every living entity, Paramatma is one. It's not Paramatma, your Paramatma is different than my Paramatma. No. Paramatma is the same, all pervaded. We are individual soul and we have limited consciousness. But Krishna is above the even Paramatma. Paramatma is just is what? Is this Vishnu, right? Sirodaksha Vishnu, Karudaksha Vishnu, right? Sirodaksha Vishnu, what? In the universe, and then Karudaksha within the heart of individual living entity, whatever it is. Mahavishnu, Sirodaksha Vishnu, no, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Sirodaksha Vishnu. Garbhodaksha Vishnu is within the universe, and the Sirodaksha Vishnu within the heart of his living entity as a Paramatma. And you're talking about above that, the Krishna, which is here Mother Jasoda is dealing with, this little boy. Now, why she bind him with, why she wants to bind him with the mortar? Why? There are so many pillars. There are 84 pillars in her palace. She can bind him with the pillar, right? If she wants to bind Krishna, she can bind him with the pillar, to the pillar. But why she wants to bind him with the mortar? What is the reason? Anybody can tell me?
रूख को डलाना था,
Huh?
पेड़ को डलाना था, उन लोग को उधर करना था,
नाला कुबर का
नाला
उद्धार
कुबर
करना
को
था
उधर
बोल रहे
करना
हैं
था।
माता जी।
क्या कहा?
Nala Kubar, he wants to deliver the Nala and Kubera.
That is true, but there is another reason also. दूसरा भी एक कारण है. हाँ, वो आप कहते वो सच है कि वो नल कुबेर को उसको रिलीज करना है, क्योंकि नारद मुनि ने प्रॉमिस दिया है नल कुबेर मणिग्रीवा को, राइट? कि जब कृष्ण आपको रिलीज करेंगे तो वो सच है. लेकिन दूसरा एक और कारण है. क्योंकि when Krishna, remember in the next room Krishna went, and what he was standing on, he put the mortar upside down, and he was sitting on the mortar, and he's feeding all the butter he's eating, and he's feeding to all the monkeys. So mortar was also culprit. Mortar was also a thief. Jasoda is saying that way. Jasoda doesn't know that I will bind up with the mortar because he has to, Krishna will have to release the Manikriva and Harikriva. She doesn't know. She doesn't know that. समझ में आया ना कि जो यशोदा को पता नहीं है कि वो कृष्ण को मोटर से खींचेगा, और दो 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 जो पैर है उसको उसको उड़ाना है. उसको पता नहीं है. लेकिन यशोदा ये सोचती है कि जो मॉर्टर है वो भी चोर है। चोरी में उसने मदद किया है। मेरा लड़का चोरी करता है, लेकिन साथ में जो मॉर्टर उसने चोरी में मदद किया है। जब पुलिस किसी चोर को पकड़ी, वो के चोरी को अकेले अकेले पकड़ेगी वो? पुलिस पकड़ी चोर को अकेले पकड़ेगी? नहीं। वो चोर के साथ जो भी उसके साथी है चोर है, उसको भी पकड़ेगी पुलिस। तो यहाँ जसोदा ये सोच रही है कि जो मॉर्टर है वो भी चोर है, चोरी में मदद करता है, तो मुझे उसे ही बांधना होगा। आई टू टाइप हिम विद द मॉर्टर। उसको पता नहीं है जसोदा को। हम्म। तो ये जो शक्ति कृष्ण की, ये जो शक्ति है वो समझना मुश्किल है, डिफिकल्ट। That's why it is said that when Krishna's one action can fulfill many purposes. कृष्णा जो एक कार्य करता है, उसमें से बहुत बहुत जो उनका उनका जो बहुत है, वो सबको वो अचीव करता है। वन एक्शन, कृष्णा's one action fulfills so many purposes. So this is what here the Vishwanath the Maharaj Parikshit is telling to, I mean, the Sukdev Goswami is telling to Maharaj Parikshit, then look at him, look at this boy, look at Mother Jasoda's love. And beside this love of this Damodar Lila, we chant for 30 days, right? In Damodar month. How many days we chant Krishna's birth? How many days celebrate Krishna's birth? Only one day or 2 days. But Damodar Lila we celebrate for 30 days. Every day we chant the Damodar Ashtakam and we offer lamb, right? Damodar. To show the love of these Brajvasis. So we have to follow in the footsteps of Brajvasis. We as a devotees, we follow in the footsteps of Brajvasis. Jiva Goswami is also writing here, and just I want to read a little bit. Here in Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, text 4 and 5. He says that in the text, Lord himself directly stated it. The Lord is saying himself, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtinam masthani sarvabhutani na chaham tesu avasitam na cha masthani bhutani pashyam me yogam aishwaram bhuta brinna na cha bhutastho mamatma bhuta buddha bhavana. I pervade this whole universe by my form, which is invisible to materialize, and simultaneously all entities are within me, but I am not in them, and the living beings are not in me. Seeing my inconceivable power, I maintain them and protect them, but I am not in them. My mind maintains and protects them. This is Lord himself is saying. Simultaneously, here Jiva Goswami is saying in the last paragraph here, simultaneously two opposite conditions, visible and invisible, without inside outside, can occur because of the inconceivable, unlimited, contrary to non-contrary Shakti of the Lord. Thus Jasoda could see the universe in his mouth, though he was seated in her lap. Right? Krishna was seated in her lap. Imagine. This is what happened to Durvas Muni. This is a pastime in Durvas Muni. In Raman Reti, there is a place called Raman Reti in the Gokul. Beautiful place. And Raman Reti, the Krishna and Balram and all cowherd boys were playing like little boy naked. Krishna, a little boy, he's naked playing. Krishna and Balram, they are naked, nothing on. They are little boy. The Durvas Muni came there, and Durvas Muni saw this little boy Krishna, and he's thinking, how can be my Lord? How can be my Lord can be like this, naked, just playing in the sand? Durvas Muni was bewildered. Just like Brahma in chapter 13, we will learn about Brahma bewilders by Krishna seeing Krishna's how he will bewilder, right? So here Durvas Muni was bewildered. So what he did, Krishna sat in the lap of Durvas Muni, sat down, little boy, naked, sitting down. And his Durvas Muni has a big beard. Krishna is playing with his big beard of Durvas Muni. He's not afraid. Imagine little boy, 2 years little boy, he is sitting in the lap of Durvas Muni. Imagine Durvas Muni is an ordinary person. Durvas Muni, when he gets angry, you finish. You are done. This little boy is not afraid. He's sitting in the Durvas Muni's lap and he's playing with his beard. And what happened? As Krishna opened his mouth, Krishna, little boy, and Durvas Muni went in his mouth. And he went through the whole universes and everywhere he's traveling, just in few seconds. When Krishna inhale, the Durvas Muni is within Krishna's mouth, Krishna's belly. Krishna is universes, all universes are within him. Means everything is there within his belly. Right? And when exhale, then Durvas Muni came out. And when he came out, he saw that still this little boy is still playing. This what happened to Durvas Muni in the Raman Reti. Of course, in Vishwanath, the Jiva Goswami is going further here. All the ropes were only 2 fingers too short because the Lord is endowed with natural inconceivable powers. The pastimes cannot be considered the work of Maya. This pastime is not a work of Maya, it's not illusion. If he has such great power, anything is easily accomplished by him. Why did she not see him grandeur? She thought of him as her son. Because her full rasa of Vatsalya, his powerful portion was covered. She bound him around the waist. That is not mentioned because it is well known from his name, Damodar. Harivamsa, however, says, Damna Chayvod anyhow. He was bound by the cord around his waist to the mortar. She bound him so that it was not painful, but because she feared he would run away. In the fear, the mortar was not within the gate of the house. It was in front of the door. Since he went over the 2 sacred Arjun trees, pulling the mortar later, the tree's sacred nature will be explained later. So this is, Mother Yasoda doesn't know this about this. That he is gonna go and release those 2 trees. Is Nalkor Manigreva. Okay. Any questions? Any comments? Interesting. What?
Question coming.
ये दुर्वासा का ये अभी आपने जो बताया प्रभु, ये कहाँ है कहानी?
ये है वो गर्ग संहिता में।
तो फिर दुर्वासा को ये पता चला कि नहीं कि मैं पूरा यूनिवर्स घूम लिया है?
नहीं, बाद में अंदर गया तो अंदर सारा घूमते रहे, बहुत घूमे।
वो तो ठीक है, दुर्वासा को ये पता चला कि नहीं मैं कृष्ण के अंदर हूँ?
अंदर गया, फिर वहाँ कहाँ पता चलेगा उससे? Bewildered. कृष्ण दुर्वास मुनि घूमते रहे।
फिर इनको योग माया कैसे बोल सकते? तो महामाया हो गया ना, मतलब वो कुछ पता नहीं हो रहा है तो माया की खेल है ना।
नहीं,
अगर
लेकिन
योग माया होता तो कॉन्शियसनेस पूरा जानते होंगे ना, मैं
नहीं,
कृष्ण
नॉट नेसेसरी. योग माया कैन कवर्ड ओवर ना. योग माया कैन कवर इवन कृष्णा. कृष्णा डिजायर योग माया कवर्स ओवर जस्ट लाइक द बलराम.
तो फिर दुर्वासा को कोई मजा ही नहीं आया ना उसमें।
तो उसमें मजा क्यों नहीं है? उसे पता चल गया ना कि क्या हुआ, मैंने क्या किया, क्या भूल की मैंने. मैंने यही ये विचार विचार मेरे बीच मन में ये विचार आया कि मैं देखो मेरा ये भगवान कैसे हो सकता है. जैसे ब्रह्मा जी को, लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा, हम 13वें अध्याय में हम पढ़ेंगे. हम्म, जब छोटा लड़का जा रहा है, खा रहा है, जूठन खा रहा है, ब्रह्मा जी ने ऊपर से देखा कि जो कृष्ण है वो जूठन खा रहा है. दूसरे के अपने जो कावड़, उसके जो साथी है, मुंह में से निकाल के वो खा रहा है. तो ब्रह्मा जी सोच रहे ये कैसे हो सकता है, कि मेरा भगवान ऐसा करता है. लेकिन ब्रह्मा जी को पता नहीं चला कि ये प्रेम कितना है. ब्रजवासियों का प्रेम, कहने का ये है,
क्यों?
ब्रजवासी का प्रेम ऐसा है कि उसे समझना मुश्किल है.
इनका भी एक प्रश्न है प्रभु।
बोलो.
ब्रह्मा जी जानते हुए फिर भगवान ने क्यों उल्टा पलटा करने लगा फिर
लो, क्या बोल रहे हैं? प्रश्न क्या है?
ब्रह्मा जी.
प्रभु
प्रभु,
प्रश्न क्या है?
मेरे प्रश्न, अदुर्लभ महात्मा भक्तों ही उन्हें संभाल सकते हैं,
हम्म.
क्योंकि वे प्रेम भक्ति के
हम्म.
आधार पर कर्म
हम्म.
करते हैं.
भक्त्याम अभी जानती यावन ऐसा तत्वतः. यही श्लोक बोल रहे हैं ना आप?
भक्त माम बीजानी न.
भक्त्याम अभी जानती यावन ऐसा तत्वतः.
हाँ,
हम्म.
तो इसका उत्तर क्या है?
उत्तर ये है कि भगवान की भक्ति से भक्त भगवान को जान सकता है. हम्म. भक्त जब भगवान की सेवा करता है तो भक्त जान सकता है अपने भगवान को, भगवान के साथ बात कर सकता है. हम्म.
सही.
बाकी बाहर जो योगी है, ज्ञानी, वो नहीं कर सकते. हम्म. तो आप जो सेवा कर रहे हैं, भगवान की आप सेवा कर रहे हो हर रोज पिछले 20-25 साल से.
सही.
तो भगवान आपको भूलेंगे नहीं. भगवान आपकी देखभाल करते हैं और करते रहेंगे. और भगवान आपको दर्शन देंगे. आपको दर्शन देते ही हो, हमें क्या पता.
उधर
आपको
सही.
आप, आपको भगवान दर्शन आपको देते होंगे, हमें क्या पता.
उधर सही प्रभु एकदम.
आपको दर्शन देते इसलिए आप सेवा कर रहे हो ना. तो कैसे सेवा करेंगे आप?
सही प्रभु.
हाँ. हम्म. तो भक्त जान सकता है, जसोदा जसोदा कर सकती है सब. जो भगवान का अंत नहीं है, वो अंत है, उसे कैसे बांध सकते हैं? बांध सकते हैं? कोई बांध सकता है?
नहीं बन
हम्म.
सकता.
नहीं बांध सकता ना. लेकिन जसोदा का प्रेम है तो वो अपने को बंधा रहा है, बंध रहा है प्रेम के कारण. हम्म. भगवान भगवान को प्रेम से बांध सकते हैं हम. जसोदा प्रेम हो, प्रेम के कारण जसोदा बांध बांध रही है कृष्ण को. भगवान प्रेम के भूखे हैं.
सही.
हम्म. और भौतिक दुनिया में भी लोग प्रेम के भूखे हैं. भौतिक दुनिया में प्रेम के भूखे हैं वो सब लोग. लेकिन असली प्रेम मिलता नहीं है किसी को. सब जो प्रेम भौतिक दुनिया में जो प्रेम है वो प्रेम है ही नहीं. सब अपने स्वार्थ के कारण वो कहते हैं मैं प्रेम करता हूँ आपको. स्वार्थ है. है ना। लेकिन आध्यात्मिक जगत में ऐसा नहीं है।
सही बाबा।
बस इसलिए इसलिए भक्ति करते रहना है, भक्ति करते रहते हैं। भक्ति करते करते हम भगवान को बांध सकेंगे। ठीक है।
ठीक है प्रभु, मुक्त आत्मा प्रभु आशीर्वाद देते रहे,
हरे कृष्णा।
में अटल रहे।
हरे
हनुमान प्रभु दमुक्त ना।
कृष्ण।
शब्द बोलो, मनोरंजन करो।